You might be doing something dangerous every single night without even knowing it. Right now, tonight, when you lie down and drift off to sleep, your favorite sleeping position could be quietly squeezing your arteries shut. And if you wake up with dizziness, a foggy head, or that heavy pressure behind your eyes, this video is going to explain exactly why that is happening to you. Most people shrug those symptoms off. They blame age or stress or not drinking enough water. But what is actually happening involves your blood vessels, your neck, and the way your head is sitting on that pillow every single night. Stay until the end because I am going to show you exactly how to fix this and protect your brain starting tonight. Welcome back to Senior Health Secrets Over 60. I am Dr. Jessica Reed. If you are new here, I am so glad you found this channel. Hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss a video that could protect your health. Today we are talking about something that affects millions of seniors, and almost nobody is warning you about it. By the end of this video, you are going to understand what is happening inside your neck while you sleep, and you are going to have a clear plan to stop it. Let me ask you something. Do you ever wake up and feel like your head just will not clear? Like there is a fog sitting right behind your eyes? Or maybe you sit up too fast and the room spins for a second. You might have mentioned it to a doctor and been told it is just getting older. But here is what the research is starting to show us. According to the National Institutes of Health, reduced cerebral blood flow during sleep is directly linked to morning cognitive impairment in adults over 60. That means your brain is not getting the oxygen it needs overnight, and the reason may be sitting right there on your pillow. The way you sleep, specifically the angle of your head and neck, can physically compress the blood vessels that feed your brain. This is not rare. This is happening in homes all across America every single night. I have been practicing medicine for over 15 years, and I have focused my career on the health of people just like you. I have worked with thousands of patients over 60, sitting across from them, listening to their symptoms, watching them improve when we find the real cause. And I have to be honest with you, what I am sharing today is not something that gets talked about enough in standard medical visits. Most doctors simply do not have the time to explain the biomechanics of sleep positioning. But this information could genuinely change how you feel every single morning. So let me walk you through everything, starting with what is actually happening inside your neck while you sleep. Point number 1. Your neck contains two sets of critical blood vessels that your brain depends on every single minute of the day and night. You have the carotid arteries running up the front of your neck, and you have the vertebral arteries running through the bones of your spine in the back. These vertebral arteries are the ones most vulnerable to positional compression. They are threaded through small openings in your vertebrae, which means if your cervical spine curves sharply, those arteries get pinched. Now here's the problem. When you sleep on your side and tuck your chin toward your chest, which is one of the most common natural sleep positions, you are creating a sharp C-curve in your neck. And that curve does not just stretch muscle and ligament, it physically compresses those vertebral arteries. Research published in 2026 using advanced vascular imaging has confirmed that this specific chin-tucked side-sleeping posture reduces vertebral artery diameter measurably. Less diameter means less blood flow. Less blood flow during the hours your brain needs to recover most means you wake up feeling like you never truly rested. But the vessel compression itself is just the beginning. What happens next inside those compressed vessels is even more concerning. Point number 2. When blood flow slows through a narrowed vessel, the blood itself begins to behave differently. This is basic fluid dynamics. Slower moving blood is more likely to create what researchers call microaggregation. Think of it like traffic on a highway that suddenly narrows to one lane. Cars bunch up, friction increases, and in your bloodstream, that increased friction puts more stress on the vessel wall and on the blood cells themselves. According to the American Heart Association, chronic low-grade vascular stress is one of the contributing factors to long-term arterial stiffening, and arterial stiffening in the brain's supply vessels is directly connected to memory decline and increased stroke risk over time. Now, I want to be very clear. One bad night of sleep is not going to cause a stroke. But years of compressing your vertebral arteries for 7 or 8 hours every single night adds up. Your body is incredibly resilient, but it has limits. And the thing that makes this so frustrating is that the symptoms usually feel minor at first. A little dizzy in the morning, a headache that fades by noon, numbness in your fingers that you shake off. Those are not minor signs. Those are your body sending you messages. And point number 3 is where we really learn to read those messages before they get louder. Point number 3. Let me describe exactly what nocturnal arterial compression feels like when it is happening to you. The most common symptom my patients describe is waking up with a feeling of pressure or heaviness in the head. Not quite a headache, but not quite right either. Some describe it as waking up more tired than when they went to bed. Others notice that their thinking feels sluggish for the first hour or two after rising. One of my patients, Robert, a retired engineer in his late 60s, came to me describing exactly this. He said he could not do his crossword puzzles until almost lunchtime because his brain just felt like it was stuck in mud every morning. He had been sleeping on his side with his chin tucked toward his chest for decades. When we talked about sleep positioning, and he made the changes I am going to share with you, within 2 weeks he told me his mornings felt completely different, clearer, sharper. He even started doing his crossword right after breakfast again. Beyond the mental fog, watch for pins and needles in your hands or arms when you wake. Watch for a stiff neck that takes a long time to loosen up. Watch for a faint spinning sensation when you first sit up. These are the specific signatures of vascular restriction during sleep, and they should never just be accepted as normal aging. But here is where it gets even more layered, because the symptoms do not always stop at the physical level. Before I continue, if this information is helping you, please take just 2 seconds and hit that like button right now. It helps me reach more seniors who desperately need to hear this. And if you have a friend or family member over 60 who wakes up feeling foggy or dizzy in the morning, please share this video with them today. It could make a real difference. Point number 4. Let us talk about what is happening inside your brain specifically during the hours of deepest sleep. During deep sleep, your brain goes through a critical waste-clearing process. The NIH has described this as the glymphatic system doing its nightly cleanup. During this time, cerebrospinal fluid flows through the brain and literally flushes out protein waste, including the same proteins associated with Alzheimer's disease. For this system to work properly, your brain needs adequate blood flow and oxygen delivery throughout the night. When your vertebral arteries are compressed during the deepest sleep cycles, that cleanup process is impaired. The toxins that should be flushing out are instead sitting in your brain tissue longer. Now, researchers are still studying the full implications of this, but the directional connection between disrupted glymphatic activity and accelerated cognitive aging is something the NIH has been taking very seriously. This is not a small detail. This is potentially the difference between a sharp mind at 75 and a struggling one. And the frustrating part is that a pillow, or rather the wrong pillow, might be making all of this worse every single night. Point number 5. Standard bed pillows are not designed with your arteries in mind. They are designed for comfort, for sales, for softness ratings. What they are rarely designed for is maintaining the precise anatomical alignment of your cervical spine to keep your vertebral arteries open. A pillow that is too high pushes your head forward and curves your neck. A pillow that is too flat lets your head sink and curves your neck the other way. And if you are a side sleeper, almost every standard pillow on the market fails you because it does not account for the distance between your ear and your shoulder, which varies from person to person. Margaret, one of my patients in her early 70s, had been using the same fluffy pillow for 11 years. She loved it because it was soft. But that pillow was compressing into almost nothing by morning, leaving her neck in a sharp downward angle for hours. She was waking up with daily headaches. When we found the right pillow height for her shoulder-to-ear measurement, and she started using a cervical support pillow with a contoured design, those headaches disappeared within a week. The right pillow is not a luxury. It is a medical tool. And knowing how to choose it correctly is something I will cover in the solutions section. But first, there is something crucial you need to understand about your jaw. Point number 6. Almost no one talks about this, but your jaw position during sleep is deeply connected to the whole picture. When you tuck your chin, your jaw naturally drops and shifts. This engages the muscles of the neck and upper chest in a way that maintains that forward flexion posture through the night. Your sternocleidomastoid muscles, the large muscles that run from behind your ear down to your collarbone, are kept in a shortened, contracted state for hours. Over months and years, this leads to structural shortening of those muscles. And when those muscles shorten, they begin to put chronic pulling pressure on the very top of your spine. That pulling pressure affects posture, affects the alignment of your atlas vertebra at the very top of your neck, and creates a compressive effect that radiates downward. One of my patients, Linda, came to me with chronic tension headaches that she had been managing with over-the-counter pain relievers for years. When we examined her posture and talked about sleep, we discovered she was sleeping with her chin tucked and her jaw clenched. Correcting both of those things together, along with some gentle stretching, resolved what years of medication had not. And that brings me to the most important part of everything I have shared today. Point number 7. There is a concept I teach all my patients that I call the 3-point neutral check. And once you understand it, you can use it every single night before you fall asleep to make sure your arteries are open and your brain is protected. The 3 points are your jaw, your neck, and your shoulders. Your jaw should be relaxed and slightly open, not clenched, not tucked toward your chest. Your neck should feel long, as if someone is gently pulling the top of your head away from your shoulders. And your shoulders should be lying flat and open, not rolled forward or hunched inward. When all 3 of these points are in neutral, your vertebral arteries have the maximum clearance they need to deliver oxygen to your brain all night long. This sounds simple, and it is. But it requires awareness, the right support, and a little bit of habit change. And that habit change could be the most important health decision you make this year. Here is exactly what you need to do starting tonight. First, if you are a side sleeper, get your shoulder-to-ear measurement. Stand against a wall with your shoulder flush against it. Measure the distance from the wall to your ear. That measurement is the minimum height your pillow needs to be to keep your neck in neutral alignment when you lie on your side. Most standard pillows are too low once compressed. Second, invest in a cervical contour pillow. These pillows have a raised outer edge and a lower center that cradles your neck and keeps it in a neutral curve. They are widely available and ergonomically designed for exactly this purpose. Third, practice the 3-point neutral check every single night before you close your eyes. Jaw relaxed, neck long, shoulders open and flat. Take 30 seconds to confirm all 3. Fourth, if you tend to roll back into the chin tuck position during sleep, place a small rolled towel or a pillow behind your back. This barrier helps prevent the body from unconsciously curling forward during the night. Fifth, begin a simple neck mobility routine every morning. Just 5 minutes of gentle range of motion exercises will help undo the accumulated stiffness from poor positioning and restore the natural length of your cervical muscles. Slow, gentle circles, side bends, chin tucks done intentionally in the correct direction as therapeutic exercise rather than as a sleeping position. Sixth, speak with your doctor if your morning dizziness, brain fog, or headaches have been persistent. These symptoms deserve a proper evaluation. And now, armed with this information, you can have a much more specific and productive conversation about your sleep health. Let me bring everything together for you. Tonight, when you go to bed, your neck position is either protecting your brain or slowly stressing it. The vertebral arteries that run through your cervical spine are vulnerable to compression when you sleep with your chin tucked in the side position. That compression reduces oxygen flow to your brain during the exact hours your brain is doing its most critical repair and cleanup work. The symptoms, morning fog, dizziness, stiff neck, headaches, and pins and needles in your hands, are not random. They are your body's messages. Your pillow may be failing you. Your jaw and shoulder position are part of the picture too. And the 3-point neutral check is your nightly tool to make sure everything is in alignment before you drift off. These changes are not difficult, they are not expensive, and they could genuinely protect your cognitive health for years to come. I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell me, do you wake up with brain fog or morning dizziness? Have you ever thought about your sleeping position as a possible cause? Your answer might help someone else reading the comments realize they are not alone. If this video helped you today, please give it a like and share it with someone you love who is over 60. And make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss our next video, where we are going to talk about the one morning drink that vascular doctors are now saying seniors over 60 should never start their day with. That one surprises almost everyone. I am Dr. Jessica Reed, and I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourself tonight. The information in this video is for educational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. Always consult your doctor before making any changes to your health routine.